Hey folks, Chris Waters here at GDC, sitting down with Ted Brockwood at Calypso to talk about Demonicon. Ted, thanks for having me here.
Thank you for coming by.
So Demonicon, this comes from a license that's huge in Europe, but maybe not a lot of Americans might know about it. Can you tell us a little about the Dark Eye and sort of the world this is set in?
Sure. The Dark Eye is, as you said, a very big license in Europe. It's their version of Dungeons & Dragons. Whereas Dungeons & Dragons is huge here as the tabletop RPG. In Germany and Europe, it's all the Dark Eye.
Okay, so what you guys are doing here with Demonicon, though, is taking a game, putting it in that world, but this is not a tactical role-playing game. This is a brawler. We're going to get into some action pretty shortly here. But you got a cutscene queued up to intro the world and give people a taste of it?
That we do. What you're going to see when I load up the cutscene is the resurrection of this demon lord who was defeated in a great demonic battle, essentially, because that was what destroyed this world, with the battles between the demons and their armies. And so everybody thinks the demons are gone, but what we see here that starts the game is the resurrection of the demon.
And the bad times come again.
Yep.
Or still are here.
Yeah.
Because this is a pretty dark world.
Yes, this is definitely not a shiny, happy place by any stretch. This is everybody, instead of worshiping nice gods, typically worships demon gods.
His forbidden knowledge and his divine power. Today is the day of the first paladin. From this day on will blood wake blood. Freedom through pain. Power through will.
Bit of a primitive C-section. Didn't kill the baby.
Upon this altar do I offer my tribute.
So they transform into a demon.
Flesh unborn.
It's pretty standard.
Souls pure and unblemished. In eternal Bobarad's name. Ato Kioragdan Katlan. Om Zaraminja Idis. Rakadan Katlan.
Wow. So, you have got not only like a horrible, giant, pulsating demon to contend with, but cultists, and you live in this world that's just full of things ready to set you on fire.
Yeah, it's not a happy place, and you're, as part of the story of the game, is you and your family are moving through this world trying to find just a safe place to live, and they find this city of Vorunk. And it's not, shiny paradise or anything, but it's a safe zone.
And it's not a zone where there are, pitched battles between what appear to be...
This is one of the pitched battles that started all the problems.
Okay, so we're getting a little bit of backstory here. That dude's getting a little bit of an axe to the face. Some troll uppercuts. So this is, but once you get into, actually playing, you are a character and you are sort of adventuring through the world, trying to carve out a safe place, or trying to make a living.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to survive with your family in the game world, and that's really one of our big differentiators between us and most of the third-person action genre is we're going really deep into story. We're especially tying it in that the story is your family. You're trying to keep what's left of your family, which is you, your sister, and your father, who's this grizzled, beaten war veteran. You'll find he's missing his leg, and he's always in a bad mood. You're trying to keep them together and just survive in this world. And so, for example, in this level that's loading, what we've got is your sister was promised to the local duke as his bride.
That seems like a good way to secure your place in the town.
They figured, that's it. We become citizens immediately. If she marries him, well, she disappears into the caves, and you think it's because she doesn't want to marry him.
She got cold feet.
Yeah. As the player goes through, they discover that, no, it's actually, there was this monster that's been raiding the town, this cannibal, and she decided she was going to be the brave adventurer and go in and kill it, and instead she's lost in the caves. Whereas you come in here and you're like, oh, why did my sister go and do this? She's that afraid of getting married.
Yeah. Little did you know, being a brave adventurer runs in the family, and now you've got to go in here and rescue her, or just figure out what's going on. So you know, you're sort of in this world. You got your arsenal. You got a sword there on your belt. Are you gonna kill this thing?
Oh yeah, we got some of the early monsters, the wolf lizards, so they're armored wolf, and you can see we're building up combos to the right. That'll be more valuable later on as you unlock skills. This is really early in the game, but
sure.
As you start going down the skill tree, you unlock cooler combos, a lot more, you know, just damage dealing cool stuff. Also, as you kill things, you power up your magic abilities, because in this game world, we don't have separate wizards and clerics and that sort of thing. It's all wrapped in your character, and it's just how you go down the skill tree. You could get a little bit of magic user and a little bit of cleric and a lot of fighter, or however you want to mix that up. But you're a one-man walking party.
Yeah, where in a D&D type game, a Dark Eye game, you would have a party of complementary abilities. You're the show here in Demonicon.
Yeah, you don't need anybody else's stinking help. You've got it all to yourself. This is just a cutscene where, you know, Dad's talking to you. I will say, as you can see, it does say it's alpha build. This is pretty early, so you may notice a few weird lighting and animation effects.
You guys when are you aiming for release for this?
We're aiming for October of this year.
Okay.
So,
but this is, you know, there's a lot of this that goes on in Demonicon, because you got, like you said, you guys are very story focused, and here we've got a little conversation wheel. You're making choices as well.
Yep, and our choices do actually mean something. They'll take you through the storyline. Along with that, they give you your subplots that you'll have to deal with, your subquests and whatnot. And the way we've built the conversation wheel, as you can see on the right-hand side, we've got a couple options. On the left, we've got just more info.
Sure.
Well, the way that works is the right-hand side are decisions that will affect the game.
Yep.
The left-hand side is just simply, hey man, sum this all up for me. I want to go kill the next thing.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's
so
not
it gives
so much,
you just information.
Yeah, it's not so much fill out the world for me, like tell me more, elaborate, give me more context. It's let's move this along. I need to take care of business.
It's kind of both. It will give you more info, but it also just keeps things moving without you having to think too much. If you just wanted to treat it as a brawler, that'd probably be the way you go through things.
All right, so what's your... Yep.
So this is
when
just...
you're right, Dad.
Yeah, this is when Dad's in here arguing, you know, why did she run off? Was it really the marriage thing, or was it something else? And I'm going to kind of speed through this a little bit.
Okay.
Look, listen to me. And that's why she's not here. Don't tell me she's here with a man. Falk wants a virgin...
Nothing like a little discussion on the bride's virginity. You know,
sure.
This is old world,
My
after
sister
all.
is a virgin. This is my favorite conversation topic.
Yeah. Bet you haven't seen that in a discussion wheel before.
Not so much. All right, so you've got your, you know, your lopsided gear on here. That's your strong side. Talk to me about character customization in terms of gear and stuff you acquire as you go ahead.
Sure. I can actually pull that up as soon as Dad walks away here. So we've picked something up on the ground, some loot from our dead wolves.
A half-digested dagger. That will come in handy.
Yeah. So we can go into character management, and you can see we have your common stats that you would roll for a character in a game.
Sure.
Other stats like your vitality is your health, your essence is your magic power or your mana. So the more you have, the better, or the more spells you can throw out there. And you can build that back up. It'll build up over time, or it'll recharge as you kill monsters.
Okay.
So we give you different ways to get that energy back.
All right, well, let's see. So this is...
These are combat skills that you can unlock.
Yep.
The combat skill tree here, so things like parrying and dodging. And then here's your magic menu, or what they call the gifts, because you have the demonic gift.
It's such a nice term.
In this game world, again, this is a dark world where they mostly worship demons, and the war was about which demon needs to be the boss. And that's what we unlock in this tree as you earn experience and level up.
Well, speaking of family, let's go see if we can get our sister rescued here.
On this one, I will give you a heads up, definitely early, so some of the graphics are a little bit off here. You might notice when he pukes blood on Eleanor, for example, it comes out of the side of his head.
It comes out the side of his head. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you know, this game is in development, folks, and so take it with a grain of salt, but here we are. Is this your sister?
Yep.
Wow.
So you found her in the caves, and she tells you about, oh, I found out where this evil cannibal is, let's go get him.
Yeah, she's no demure, blushing,
not at all.
timid lady.
She's been living in this demonic-infested world just along with you and Dad, so...
And apparently, she's a little bit mad about cannibals.
So see, the
placeholder blood barf, everybody.
Yeah, and he blows his face full of blood on her, which paralyzes her, and now you jump in.
Wow,
and
you got mad.
Yeah, when he gets mad, the demonic influence shows right away in his face.
And so now it's combat time. We've got, so this is a boss fight, and we've got the big boss and sort of minions to slay here.
Yeah, so the minions are there to help you keep charging up your mana bars.
Yeah,
so
we're seeing the plus decimals to essence. That's the mana that's charging up.
If I can get out of range.
Let's see some ice lance or something.
Ah, he keeps hitting me before I get to it.
Takes a little second to charge it up, so you gotta get a little room. There it is.
There it is. Boosh.
Boom.
Then we get a couple of hits in. It's a very old school, familiar boss battle, the kind we all love, you know. Pound on the boss a little bit, hit him with a special.
Clean out the minions.
Get a couple of shots in while he's froze. We've still got enough mana that we can...
Try not to, you know, step in his cannibal mess that's littering the hallways or the dungeon here. So he's a little bit bigger than you or anyone else. Is this sort of, you know, you guys play with a sort of scale in this kind of demon world? There's a bunch of, I mean, obviously this dude's got a little more going on than just being a normal human.
Yeah, so he's probably got a little demonic possession that happened to him, and it made him really big. So now that we're going for the next round with him, he's got actual, you know, he can throw stuff out. He's got his own magic that he's throwing at us.
And he's putting the hurt on you, Ted.
I know, and Ted needs to run for the hills.
You got your little blood situation impinging on your view.
Yeah, you can see that's the way you tell real fast that your hurt is.
Oh, you made him barf on his boss. Barf-centric powers here at Demonicon. I mean, that's a pretty demonic thing, just sort of spewing stuff.
Totally. Well, I'm going to jump out of here, but that just gives you an idea of the very basic early combat, and as you play the game, you're going to get a lot more powers, a lot more dramatic stuff. You know, kind of that Devil May Cry, lots of fancy, stylish moves, the more you unlock.
Alright, through the magic of save games, we have transported ourselves to... Where are we, Ted?
We are in the swamp level of the game, which is yet another quest area, and just to kind of show off, you know, some of the lighting that we're going to have. This is early, so the lighting is going to get even more advanced than this, a lot more dynamic, a lot more adjustments to the character animations, but you can see a lot of detail here. The swamplands themselves.
This doesn't look like a place that like I'd maybe choose to go at night. But, you know, when you're an adventurer, you gotta go where you gotta go.
You go where the jobs are, you know? And actually, you can see, you were asking earlier, you can see the red tint to the sword now.
Yep.
Because now that's powered up. And one of the other things I should mention, actually, is we have a crafting system in the game.
Yeah.
And so that sword upgrade is part of it, in that you can make your own potions.
Okay.
So if you want to keep a supply of healing potions and strength potions, you don't always have to find them in chests, for example. Once you unlock the alchemy skill tree, you'll actually find as you roam the forest, there'll be plants on the ground, and they will highlight if they're usable to you.
Okay.
And so you can pick that up, put it in your bag, and then later on, when you got some time, go in and mix them up using the alchemy skills and make your own potions.
Just whip up a Dark Mother's Wound Balm real quick, and then you're on your way.
Yep, and there's actually, along with potions and poisons that you can build, and here we have stimulants. Along with that, there's ointments.
Okay.
As weird as that sounds, there's weapon ointments.
Oh yeah,
it's basically an oil. You smear that on that sword, and suddenly it's powered up for the next 5 minutes with, say, not just poison, but it might just increase its to-hit ability or its general damage.
Something to give you a little edge in combat.
Yeah.
A little sword pun there. That was terrible. I'm sorry. So Demonicon, looking to be a pretty robust third-person, you know, RPG experience here, as you go in and encounter a guy having a conversation with spiders? Oh no, being beset by horrible spiders.
And you discover he has a weird habit of milking spiders, as he calls it.
Really?
He goes in there and risks his life to steal their webbing. He has a way to milk the webbing out of them.
You know, everyone's got to have a hobby, or I guess you got to make a few bucks. Oh, you got poisoned.
Well, I hit him back with a little fire dispersion spell there. So
Turnabout's fair play.
There's a little bit of the upgraded ice spell there.
Ugh. Spiders, man, they're creepy.
They're not cool.
No, you slay them.
Game over, man. We're in some really pretty stuff now.
Alright, Ted. As you die horribly, as, you know, is pretty fitting when you're encountering giant, horrible spider hordes. Let's wrap this up. That's Demonicon. You guys said you're aiming for October release?
Aiming for October, and this will be PS3, 360, and PC.
Alright, well thanks so much, folks. There's your look at Demonicon. For more, keep tuned to GameSpot here in the coming months. Thanks a lot, Ted.
Thank you.